Hello everybody and welcome back to the Contrast Square project. For the next step of the Contrast Square project, after you have made your outline of your drawing, you outlined it in Sharpie and you made your grid, we're going to start with all the patterns. Now there is a slight trick to filling in the patterns, so I want to show you that first. One of the tricks is that when a line crosses through a box, you're going to switch the pattern. So for example, right here, a line crossed in the middle of the box, so I had to do two different patterns here. So let me show you an example in motion of how that works. So in this blank box right here, there's no line cross, so I can just fill this whole box in with a pattern. So maybe I'll do some polka dots here. And another trick to the Contrast Square project is you want to pick different colors in order to bring the box out. So you might pick complementary colors, for example. So if I'm picking a red here, the opposite of red on the color wheel is green. So I might pick green around the red, and that will bring out the box more. Okay, so I might pick some green color, maybe a light green. And the box will stand out because they are opposite on the color wheel. They complement each other and they bring each other out. And I can use that effect to kind of smear it and cause a little bit of a gradient here in the box on purpose. Okay, so I didn't have to change the pattern at all on this box because there was no contour line going through it or no black Sharpie line going through it. Now if I go up to, let's say, this box right here, there's a number of different lines that are crossing through the box. So that means that I'm going to have to do a few different patterns here. So maybe I'll start with some type of a flower shape in the center. And then I'll go around the flower with a different color. Let me just get a different color here. Do kind of like a mandala daisy effect. Okay, but over here, since the line's crossing, that means I have to change the pattern there. So I'll take another color. And maybe I'll do more of like a box effect or a checkerboard. Okay, And then for the eyebrow, you would still change that pattern too. So it would be a completely different pattern there. So maybe for that, I'll just do some straight up lines since it's so small. Okay, so that's 3 different patterns because the black Sharpie crossed the box. Now, something to keep in mind when you look at this project, you see that there's marker a lot of the time next to colored pencil. So that's also something that I want you to experiment with. So since I did color pencil here, I might switch it up and I might do some marker over here. And that creates contrast. It's another way to create contrast using marker next to color pencil because marker has a lot more saturation than color pencil. Another way to create contrast is to do areas that are filled in more, like this checkerboard, and then areas that have more white space or using more lines next to it. If you put those boxes next to each other, those will create contrast as well. Just do a few more. Okay. And I didn't really have to switch my box at all because there wasn't a line going through it, but my eyebrow I already did switch the pattern. And so over here though, that's tricky. See, the line crosses in that box here, so you would have to change the pattern. So that means on the bottom half I would change the pattern and it would be different than the top half because that black line crosses. So I'll demonstrate that for you. So this is a different pattern, and then up here I'm going to do something else. Maybe I'll do some swirls or something. Really small ones. Okay. And same thing here, there's lines crossing, so you're gonna have to do a different pattern here than you do over here. And that's the whole point of making the subject pop out amongst the background. Because when we go to the background, you don't have to worry about that as much because there's no lines that cross, so the boxes in the background just stay the same exact pattern here. I'll do one of those for you. Maybe we'll do some triangles. Okay. And I might shade them in a little on the inside. And then we'll just pick a color that will make it pop, which again, a good color to use would be green or even turquoise. All right, so you're gonna fill up the whole background with different patterns here. And remember, when you get to the subject, if a line crosses, switch the pattern. All right, thanks guys. And as always, if you have any questions, please email me. Take care.